What's up?
All right, are we on?
We're on, brother.
Okay, all right. Yes. This is AFTERBOSS talking, broadcasting uh, directly from East Coast Canada on direct live gaming. How's it going?
Man, what's going on? Straight from Canada. I got my man AFTERBOSS in here. Straight from the streets of Xbox Live community, man. It's good to have you, man. It's good to have you. We're gonna do a quick audio test, and then we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna start this show up, brother.
All right.
Hey, shout outs to Reload Frog 400, man. I got you. I got you right back, brother. Got you right back. So thank you. I hope you enjoy the show. Yo, AFTERBOSS. Mic check, mic
Yes.
check.
Yes. Checking, checking. One, two, three, checking.
AFTERBOSS. Mic
Yes.
check.
Mic check. Everything's
Good,
checked.
good. What's up, Vodka? What's up, man? How do we sound? We sounding good over there?
Yeah, yeah. Good, good.
I'm all the way in Canada, man. I feel blessed right now.
Yes.
Let us know. Let us know how we sound.
I you sound good.
Okay, we got confirmation. All right, man. This is your boy, the new legal man, representing Di-RREC Gaming. I got a new Xbox Street comrade off the streets of the green side of things. Once again, straight out of Canada. Like I said, I feel blessed. AFTERBOSS in the building today, man, representing the live from the streets community. Thanks, man, for coming in. Thanks for choosing Direct Gaming, man, to come on in and talk some Xbox talks with me, man. Thanks for reaching out to me.
Oh,
I
oh, no,
really enjoy doing this, bro.
no problem. No, well, thanks for having me. This is really an honor, to be here and talk about not only about Xbox, but everything else that affects Xbox. Outside of the community, like either social media, TVs, movies, entertainment. Everything.
Right.
Yeah, so I I'll start talking about myself here. Well, how I started gaming. Well, let me see here. Well, I was born in the '70s, and I'm an '80s kid. You might tell because I always make those '80s references. That's how you know that I'm an '80s
Right.
kid. But I wasn't too much about gaming. I mean, the first time I heard about gaming was like I used to watch a lot of TVs, and I saw this commercial for video game console called Atari, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't into like video games that much because I used to go play outside all the time, right? So one day,
Right.
one of my friends bought himself an Atari console. So I went over to his house and played Pac-Man and Space Invaders,
Right.
Asteroids, um, and I was like, yeah, okay, it was okay, but I wasn't too much about gaming that much. But it wasn't until in back in '85 when I got my first Nintendo Entertainment System, and man, oof, that's when I started gaming a lot. So ever since then, I used to, like buy myself like a lot of consoles. I mean, not a lot of consoles. I mean, after I got my Nintendo, I bought Sega Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Afterwards, I bought Super Nintendo, then N64. Uh, After that, oh, I bought myself on an Xbox, like the first Xbox console, the big one, and
Okay.
yeah, and yeah, and what happened is that a friend of mine, got, talked me into buying an Xbox, and the very first game that I played was Halo. Now, I never heard of
Nice.
Halo before, and my friend said, "You have to play this game, man." I said, "Why?" Well, because it's a good game, and I asked him, "Okay, well, what's the name of the character, right?" His name's Master Chief. I was like, "Okay."
Right.
So what's the
And you
Master?
got on.
What's his name, right? He said, "No, his name is Master Chief." That's it, Master Chief.
And
Okay.
you never look back, huh? You never look back.
Yeah, well, like I'm used to play video games where characters have the first name and last name, where he came from, and all that, right? But this guy here, Master Chief, right? He has no name. He goes by the name of Master Chief, and you never get to see his helmet off ever.
Right, right, right.
And even to this day, you still don't get to see his helmet off, right? I was like, that might be
Well,
an
you get to
interesting
see his helmet
character.
off. You just don't get to see his face. That's
Well,
right. You don't
exactly,
ever get to see his
exactly.
face. Right,
Exactly.
right,
He reminds me of this character named Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. You never see his face at
oh,
all.
no doubt. That's right.
but he's
That's right,
but
man.
he's the most badass character of G.I. Joe ever. So I was like,
Right.
oh, okay, I see what's going on. So that's when I knew that this Master Chief guy is gonna go far. uh,
Well, hey,
and
man. Well, hey, you got some history with Xbox, and that's good, man. I'm gonna
yeah.
be showcasing the Terminator Resistance today, people, while
Mhm.
I talk to my man AFTERBOSS. He's gonna be
Mhm.
coming up with some subjects. I'm gonna let him take the court. As y'all know, I got a huge mic over here, a golden huge mic with a green tip on it. I hand it over to my peoples, man, in the Xbox streets, and I let them have at it. You can continue talking, man, but I got some subjects that I want to bring up. First, I want to know, what you think about the current state about Xbox as you continually talking about it. But then I want you to let me know what you think about the state of it and the things that you've heard recently
Mhm.
that you can agree with, or some of the things that you don't agree with. But
Mhm.
honestly, I just want you to speak from the heart, man.
Mhm.
Dive in, enjoy yourself. Hey, like I said, I'm humble that you reached out to me, and we're on Direct Gaming today. So I'm about to
Okay.
start it up to all those out there that support the channel. Thanks for everybody out there on Mixer that's with us right now, man. I'm about to start it up. I never played this game, and I'm about to have some fun. So after boss, man, do your thing, brother. Here comes the mic, man.
Okay, all right. Well, anyways, I haven't finished about my story yet, my background story, because it's an interesting one. Here's how I got into gaming. I bought myself a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, right? And then after
Hmm.
that, I took about a year or 2 years off gaming because, I was doing, other stuff, like outside of the house and all that stuff, right? So
Hmm.
here's the thing. I was gonna buy a PS3, right? But here's the thing. One of my buddies, okay, who get this, who used to work for Microsoft as a call center agent. Like when people call in to activate their cards back in the day, and they have to provide their credit cards over the phone and all that
Right.
stuff, right? So,
He
anyways,
was one of them.
well, yeah, exactly, right? So, anyways, I used to work for a different company called Autodesk, and he used to work
Yo,
for
this load is
Microsoft,
crazy. Go ahead.
right?
Yeah.
And one day, right, he talked me into buying a console, right? Now you would think that
Hmm.
because he works for Microsoft, I thought that he was going to convince me to buy Xbox, right? Nope. He convinced me
Right.
to buy PS3. I was like, come on. So, anyways, I bought the PS3. At first, I was happy with it, but then I was like, there was something missing. So,
Right.
anyways, I stayed with the PS3 for a couple years until I bought myself an Xbox 360, and and mind you, that was 2 or 3 years after the 360. I had the Red Ring of Death. I skipped that. Okay, I was like, uh, I was thank God I never bought the 360 when that Ring of Death happened. I bought the slimmer one, and ever since then, Oh man, I started getting to games like Call of Duty. I used to play like a lot of online games and all that, you know. So that's why I thought that okay, you know what, I'm going to stick with Xbox for a while, because it has like a lot of good games. It has better online gaming than the PlayStation, you know. So, and afterwards, years later, I got myself, Xbox uh, Xbox One S, you know,
Right.
and like and that's when I knew that I made the right choice. But let me talk about the current state of Xbox right now. I want to talk about Phil. I think that Phil, he's always 10 steps ahead, and I'll tell you why. Like a lot of people haven't noticed, but remember, like back when the Xbox One first got introduced, and okay, all right, people were like making fun of it because of the stuff that Don Matrick did and all that, right? Well, anyways,
Right.
I think 2 years later, right, when they introduced Phil, right, Spencer, nobody
Right.
knew that Spencer, like he always has a few tricks up his sleeve. you know, because I think that
Right.
every time Phil sees something that Sony does, and he capitalizes on Sony's mistakes and does something better.
Right.
Like for example, PS Now. Okay, well, Sony came up with the PS Now, right? But at the same
Right.
time, the PS Now wasn't perfect, you know. So because Phil knew that Sony cannot have their PS3 being backwards compatible to play PS1, PS2 games, so Phil was like, okay, all right. So how about oh, hold on. So how about like we play all those games starting from the old game from the old Xbox to the current games, and that will get people's
Right.
attention, And sure enough, when he came up with the Game Pass, which is a lot better than the PS Now, where you can play all those older Xbox games to the current ones, that to me was a game changer. It is
Right.
well, it still is a game changer, and Game Pass is still improving a lot. I mean, come
Right.
on, you get to play all those games, well, for a fee, but you get to play all those games without having to rebuy your old games. I mean, to me that is genius. And now,
That's good. Yeah.
uh, with the new like Xbox Series X, I mean, wow. I mean, like he blew everyone away with that at the Game Awards, and um, and the fact that when when Microsoft hasn't said anything yet about no games, whether or not the games will be released when the Xbox Series X gets released. I mean, to me, I'm not worried because I'm pretty sure like games will be. I'm, I have, I'm positive that the games, at least maybe like Halo, will definitely going to be released at the same time the Xbox series comes out. That's my opinion.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand like why people like are worried. And even if it's not, I mean, like we still have like what, like other games that people can play that get played
Right.
better on the new Xbox series. So
Right.
yeah, so I'm not worried.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Xbox being on multiple devices?
That is a really, really good idea. I mean, because even if people don't buy the consoles, it's the fact they use the services. You know, I mean, like any service that has a Wi-Fi. You know, if a toaster has a Wi-Fi and a screen, like you can bet that there will be an Xbox Live on it. I mean,
Right.
yeah, that's
That's the whole point.
Well,
Right.
exactly. I mean, like, come on. I mean, Microsoft has a better online infrastructure than any other companies out there. I mean, we all saw what Stadia tried to do, and Stadia failed. I mean,
Right.
I, I mean, like, Spencer, like, he thought about those things like years, even when back then when he was talking about the direct X12 or something like that, and
That's
he
right.
knew that he was gonna find a way, okay, to have the Xbox on multiple devices. The first thing that he did was uh, he when he came up with that Play Anywhere Xbox, where you can play Xbox games on your PC. you know, the people like who never owned an Xbox, that they were like kind of like making fun of it and all that stuff, but we knew that where he was going with it, but he didn't say anything, right?
Right.
Because we knew, well, we kind of knew that he wanted to do something more with it, but at the same time, that was the same year when he announced backwards compatible, just to
Right.
just to shut everyone up. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, all right. He was like, okay, well, we came up with this new thing called Xbox Play Anywhere, and oh
That's
yeah, you
right.
get to play all your
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear anything. I don't know what happened to him. Let me do a mic check. Yeah, he can. Y'all can hear me, but I can't hear him. I think something happened to him. All of a sudden, he went out. He went dead. Can you hear him, Vodka? Cause I can't hear him at all. Hey, after boss, can you hear me? Yeah, something happened to him. Let me send him a message. I don't know what happened to him.
oh,
Oh, there. Yeah, there you are. Can you?
oh,
Okay, something happened to you, man.
oh,
Can
oh, did I lose you?
can you hear him now?
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah,
Yeah. Can. Okay. Vodka said he can't hear you.
really?
Keep talking. Keep talking. Yeah, just keep
Okay,
talking. Just keep talking.
okay, yes. I don't know what happened. And I guess the mic is just cut off or something. Um,
Right.
okay, where was I? Where
Okay.
did
He
I
said
leave?
he can hear you. Go ahead. Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead. No,
okay,
just start where you at. Yeah.
okay, all right. So I was talking about geez, what we talking about? Xbox Game Pass.
Right.
Um, yeah. Anyways, I think Game Pass is a great idea. I still think that the Game Pass Ultimate should be a yearly subscription instead of buying a couple of 3 months cards. I mean, I'm
I
pretty
agree.
sure that I'm pretty sure that they'll come up with a yearly card for Game Pass Ultimate, but for now I have to
Right.
buy like yeah. And other than that, um, I mean, like, we'll just have to patiently waiting for the newer Xbox Series to come out uh, this holiday 2020. But in the meantime, we're just gonna keep on, playing some games. I'm pretty sure like the months will go quicker. The more that you play the games,
Right.
the more the faster the months go. So
Yeah, because I
Um,
agree with you on that one, man. They need a an ultimate year pass. I mean,
exactly.
instead of 14.95 a month. But I guess that's because there may be not enough people yet that they want to do that for. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Um, but I see a shift. You know, I mean, like I'm sure like Microsoft has made some progress, you know, since 2013, and there is definitely a shift going. And not I'm not talking about not only about the technical aspects, uh, you know, of the service. I'm talking about media-wise, because
Right.
the media is starting to wake up and realize that, okay, well, Microsoft is not playing right now, and even like some of them like were like, okay, all right, why did we see this before? Well, they didn't see that before because they refused to say it before. Because back then,
Right.
the media used to talk about Sony, Sony, Sony all the time. Sony this, Sony that, and Microsoft this. You know, Microsoft. Okay, well, Sony is the better company because it has sold more consoles and all that. And Microsoft, well, Microsoft still has some steps to improve, but that is not necessarily true because a lot of things have changed since 2013. I mean,
That's right, Vodka. Yep.
Phil Spencer like turned the whole thing around and made the Xbox one of the most successful consoles ever. I mean,
Right.
in the meantime, well, Sony's the one playing the catch up right now.
Right.
You know, and there's no, I mean, and there's no amount of media. I mean, like Sony can buy like the whole media and spread their propaganda, you know, and telling everyone that their console is better, but other gamers knew better. I mean, I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. I mean, like as long as there are more people now that are starting to play Xbox than there ever was before. That's all I look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I look at it like this. If Phil hadn't came in and did what he did first by letting everybody know
Hmm.
what's really the deal when it comes to operations within the companies. He
Right.
was the one that told us it's not about the console sales as much as it is the service, the games, and accessories.
Hmm.
Because that's where the real money is at because they take a hit. That's old news. I don't really want to go back on that and touch on that subject because I mean by now everyone should know that by now. And by him doing that, he smartened up the community. He got us off all that dumb talking stuff. And that was in 2014.
Yes.
So then he made some announcements. He let everybody know that he was on a mission and it was going to take a while, man. I mean, you can't just expect things to just happen overnight. It's not in the
Right.
game industry. Everybody
Right.
can agree with that.
Right.
It takes games, man, years to be made. The devs come in and they work hard to give us, um, this type of thrill, this type of hobby, this type of
Hmm.
form of entertainment. I mean,
Right.
however anybody wants to take it. And so we're not here to bash developers. We're not here to, make fun of them. They are part of our culture and
Right.
they
Exactly.
make these games.
Hmm.
What we do is we support them so that things can get better.
Right.
We never know what the issue is, right? We never
Hmm.
know what the issue is that causes them to have a situation where their game didn't work out right.
Right.
We take a lot on them, but we don't know the type of deals that may get made. They may get told, hey, you're going to have limited resources. We're not really going to fund this game all the way, so make do with what you got. And these devs they try their best to make a great game of what the publishers are going to give them. We don't
Hmm.
know why
Hmm.
some of these games are not you know fi- uh what we would call glorious graphically designed games. You know,
Right.
some of
Right.
these developers are new in the industry, and they got to make their way just like everybody else, right? They got to
Mm-hmm.
prove that they're worthy.
Mm-hmm.
And while we're sitting here playing these games and trying out these games, just like I'm trying out Terminator Resistance, I could listen to what the media says about this game and whatever, and not play it. But that's not me. That's never been me. If I see that I'm gonna enjoy a game or see something that sparks my interest, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna pay for it. I'm gonna play it.
Right.
But this
Us.
situation with the
Mm-hmm.
situation with the situation with Phil Spencer and the
Right.
Microsoft brand, and
Right.
Vodka can attest for this. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that he's done a remarkable job. He's turned it around for us. We're
Right.
at a point now where we're going into another generation. Our games are following us.
Mm-hmm.
There's people who can't just afford to get day one consoles, man. We know this stuff. And let me touch on that real quick. I believe that you have your percentages, right? And these companies understand that.
Right.
They know that you have the day one purchasers. They're gonna come out. It doesn't matter how much it costs. They're gonna get it. That's the day one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have those that maybe wait for a year because they might have just bought a console maybe 2 years ago and they're not really gonna jump on it. So they may wait a year and
Right.
then they get it because they wait for that first Christmas deal. You know what I'm saying? You know how these consumers are. And
Yeah. Yeah.
then you have so now you have those two, right? You have those
Mm-hmm.
two, and they're the ones that get you going. They're the ones that get you going. And then it's about the third year you get that next wave,
Right.
and then about the fifth year you get that last wave of consumer. So
Right.
these companies know that within a 5 and 6 years a wave of money comes in, but they come in trends, right? They come in certain periods of time.
Right.
Now, what you want a good come out.
Mm-hmm.
All of these companies do. Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they want a good come out.
Right.
The tech can now make some of the devs' visions become a reality. Exactly, Vodka. Now we're at a point, this is where he's saying, is that we're at a point where the tech is so upgraded to
Mm-hmm.
where now the devs don't have to do so much hard work to get their games in a more
Right.
let me see if I'm making any sense, in a more abundance, there we go, in a more abundance of consumer hands, there we go,
Right. Right.
because that's what it all comes down to, right? That's what it all boils down to. How many consumers will get your product? Now, if we judge every game by exclusivity, right,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to actually make games that are going to make an impact every single time, because that's the key with exclusive content. You
Right.
can't just make a game and as an exclusive game and it sucks, because that's going to really hurt your platform. So, and also if you don't get enough consumers on it, it's going to hurt your console. So we're not here to say there's nothing wrong with exclusive content. We're not here to bash Sony or Nintendo for exclusive content or Xbox for exclusive content.
Mm-hmm.
It's every company has a way that they do it.
Well,
And
yeah.
because
Exactly.
Microsoft, right, and because Microsoft is doing it in a different way that's not traditionally done, everybody is losing their top. Microsoft, the way they're doing it doesn't make sense. It's making perfect sense for their business because it works for their business.
Right. Yes, I just want to touch a little bit about the
Uh huh.
developers real quick before I get to that subject there. As far as the developers go, okay, we all know that. Okay, well, Microsoft, bought a lot of more studios than Sony, and Microsoft also hired developers from Sony.
There you
From
go.
you know, like we have like what Naughty Dog, which is one of them.
That's right.
Um, who else? Oh, another developer from Sony. I can't remember his name,
Right.
but he, anyways, because they recognize that okay, Microsoft. bring something, okay, to the table that is,
Right.
you know, spectacular. And also
Right.
about the exclusives, like like back in the day, I don't know if you remember that, but when you first bought your Nintendo Entertainment System, right? It used to come with
Mhm.
always one or two games, like Duck
Right.
Hunt and Super Mario
That's true.
Brothers. Same thing
That's
with
true.
Sega Genesis. It used to come with
Mhm.
Sonic and
Mhm.
Altered Beast, I think, and sometimes Streets
That's
of
right.
Rage. Okay,
Right. Right.
and
Right.
right. So now, okay, when I first bought the when people first bought the Xbox One, you notice that it never come with a single game at all with it. And then same thing with the PS4. It never come. It came with with a game with it. It wasn't until a few months later that when they started like making bundles, like
That's right.
PS4 with Grand Theft Auto and Last of Us bundle. Um, what the I can't
And,
remember what
and
bundle that
and
they
the
have.
bundles are more of a console focus. They're not a game focus because the
Yes,
games that come with the bundles are given away.
yes,
They're more
exactly.
to help promote the sale of the console. Exactly.
Exactly. Yes, in this time, when Microsoft wants to, if they want to put include a Halo Infinite with the new Xbox Series, right? They can do so,
Right.
but they have to make sure, and I'm pretty sure they notice that they always want to make sure that their game showcases the power of the Xbox Series. So when people take a
Right.
look at the Halo being playing on a new console, they be like, "Wow, like this looks really spectacular. Maybe I should go ahead and
Right.
buy that." You know? Yeah.
Exactly. Because
Mm.
the whole point of these games with Xbox is investment.
Mhm.
Microsoft is an investment company. They don't want their consumers to just be stuck to one hustle. They want us going all over the place playing their games.
Mhm. Right.
Um, the xCloud theory is going to further move people who may not even have consoles and may not ever play these Xbox games. It's going to move them into a way where they're going to be playing these Xbox games, but be playing them where they're comfortable at. Because you
Mhm.
got to understand something. There's a mission being done, right? There's a mission at
Mhm.
hand. And
Right.
Microsoft is trying to get that 2 billion gamers. You
Right.
just can't get 2 billion gamers by sitting on a console. That's not going to happen. We're good. You're good to get 100 million players. You're not going to get
Mhm.
billions of players on a console. So you understand the markets at hand. You do that. You play your markets, and like Vodka said, you invest in technology that is going to move your developers.
Mhm.
And Microsoft is doing that. They don't have to worry about their money because they have invested and done a good job at getting their company on top. Once
Mhm.
Microsoft got their company on top, then they can go back and take care of the Xbox brand. They had to put things in order. And nobody saw that. Nobody took them serious. Nobody took Phil serious. And now you're looking at a possibility of when the Xbox Series X come out, right? Well, Xbox of the Series
Mhm.
X edition, pretty much so. That's what it's pretty much saying. That when it comes out, it's just like what you said. You're gonna have a top tier, and this is, and man, you made beautiful sense, brother. Because people don't understand the Series X. It's all in the word Series X.
Mhm.
When you get this latest new Xbox, you're gonna have the higher echelon type console. When you get that, expect the best of the best of the best, right?
Mhm.
Now, if you don't invest in that, it's okay. You may have the X or the rumor that there's going to be what they say is a Lockhart version that will be underpowered, but will be able to maintain the qualities of future-proof technology. Okay,
Mhm.
if you want that one, you're still going to be in a good space. You'll still get these games. They're
Mhm.
still going to play for you. Now, if you have the X, you'll still be in a good place. These games will still play for you. The goal is for not Sony, but for Microsoft to slowly integrate their their um their 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 consumers.
Right.
What did Phil Spencer say? He said, "Man, we still got millions and millions of people out here playing on the 360. We're not just gonna shut down the 360 services when we got millions and millions and millions. No, but what you do is it no longer makes sense when you have an old console like that and you have newer technology that now you can afford it. And
Well,
that's what Microsoft is doing. They're waiting on their consumers to be able to afford any all the platforms that can carry along with them. And right now, the only platform that can carry all that with you now is the Xbox One.
well,
So
he,
if you got a 360, you ain't gonna be able to play these games.
well,
You see
okay,
what I'm saying?
Phil, he said like a couple years back. What did he say? He said,
Hmm.
"We leave no games behind," and he
Right.
stuck by that.
Yeah,
Like
he did.
nobody knew like what he meant by
It's all
then,
about
but
games.
exactly.
Right.
But until he announced backwards compatible for
That's right.
every single game, it's not like with Sony here where you're stuck with your PS3 and then you can't play your PS3 games on your PS4 because Sony. Here's the thing, because Sony.
Right.
Okay, here's something that people don't know a lot. Okay, about that, because here's the history. Okay, behind it. Remember when Sony said, "Okay, well, I'm sorry, but we cannot play PS3 games on the PS4 because uh, because we don't have the infrastructure to play PS3 games on your PS4." What they didn't tell you is that way back when the PS3 consoles, when they used to be like big and fat, they look like one of those George Foreman
Homer
barbecue
Grills.
grills, exactly,
That's
right?
funny, man.
Yeah, but those consoles, right? They use those. It's
You
true.
wildin', man.
Those PS3 consoles, right? They used to
Right.
have an old OS system where they could play PS1, PS2 games. It wasn't. And then years later, they changed the model of the PS3. They took out the OS, the old OS system that would have played
Hmm.
PS1, PS2 games. So what happened is
Right.
that ever since then, the PS3 consoles cannot play PS1, PS2 games, and ever since then, Sony has made it like
That's correct.
harder for the
That's
gamers and the developers, okay, to play what PS2 games on the PS3 consoles. And then when the PS4
right.
when the PS4 came out, you cannot play your PS3 games on PS4 consoles because the infrastructure is not there, you know. And that's when Phil capitalized on that. So and also another thing too, console sales don't matter. They are irrelevant. I mean, what? I mean,
Now they are. I didn't want to. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I want to
mhm,
make sure the word now because I
yeah,
don't want people to think that the console sales never mattered. They did, but as the culture has moved and as new technology, like my man Wagner said,
hmm
as things progressed and got further along, they realized that now it's the bragging rights of console sales do not um, guarantee the success of the company, and that's where we're
right.
at now.
Right, because okay, as it's good that you buy a console, but as long as you use the services, as long as you keep investing your time and use the services on the console. I mean, yeah, okay, consoles, sales is great and all, but what
That's
what good
right.
is it if you're not going to be using it like their services, right? I mean, otherwise it'll be like a console with games, but and then you don't
Ex-
utilize the services, so
exactly. What's the point? Good analogy. What's the point? Because once you buy the console, you've done your duty. The console is bought.
right.
Now you don't do anything else for it. It's
Mhm.
done. You now have to invest. You have to invest in the services. You have to invest in the consoles. I mean, not the consoles, the games. You have to invest in accessories. The controllers is what I was going to say. You
Right.
have to get into that because those things right there go back into the company as the revenue. They shoot it down into the profits, and then from the profits they're able to mitigate where they need to put their money to newer developers or newer games or new sequels and whatever. But that's the type of stuff when you don't have a strain on your company because it has customers that are willing to do that type of stuff. Then you get to a point where you get things like PlayStation VR, where Sony was able to um, advance with the technology at that time and
Hmm.
bring forth another peripheral. You'll have things like Microsoft getting rid of the Kinect, but investing in something like Game Pass. You have Nintendo now um, investing in cardboard, but it works. You know, because of their consumers are willing to buy accessories and things that don't have nothing to do with tapping on the controller, right?
Hmm.
Those are the things that help these companies put their money back into sequels and future games. When you're not doing that, it's hurting your company that you are supporting. You have to do that so that your company that you're supporting, that
Right.
you prefer to use your gaming platform on, doesn't have to worry about stuff. Now we're seeing things that are right in our faces. We're seeing it, but nobody truly has an answer for it, right? Because nobody has an answer for why Sony is quiet.
That's
There's
because
not
so
one person.
that's because Sony is probably working on the PSVR right now and how to get a lot of people, like buy their VR. I mean, like it's not going to be their main focus. I mean, like I still think that they're still, going to push or convince a lot of people to buy their consoles because of the games. But the majority of the focus is going to it's going to be on VR.
I think it is too, brother. I said that. I called it. I've said it, and people can think I'm playing all they want, but I said it, and that's all. I'm
And
sticking to what I said.
And meanwhile, I just want to talk about this rumor going on. I'm pretty sure that you
Yeah,
heard
talk
of
about it,
it.
man.
Yeah,
Yo, I
but
got AFTERBOSS. I got AFTERBOSS from Canada, man. Straight off the Xbox Live community in these streets, man. Talk your talk, brother. It's good to have you. Straight from Canada. I just wanted to represent them one more time, man. Let's get to it. This is Direct Gaming.
yes, I want to talk about this rumor real quick about the new Xbox Series being Steam or Epic, supportive. What do you think about that? Like, if the Xbox Series can play, Steam games or PC games,
Okay. Good
yeah.
question.
What do you think
Okay.
of that?
So for
Yeah.
one, we gotta understand the reasoning behind it, and let's talk about the past.
Hmm.
First of all, and I don't wanna when I say this, I don't want to elaborate on it too much because you can
Right.
literally go look this stuff up. If
Right.
you're a seeker, nothing that we're saying is going to be hard to either say I'm lying or I'm telling the truth. Okay, you can
Hmm.
look this stuff up. Okay, for one, you have to understand where Microsoft stands.
Hmm.
Microsoft is a software company. It's the DNA of software.
Right.
Okay, and Microsoft's origins is PC. At one time, Microsoft owned 90% of the PC market. They're still the king. I mean, to this day, they hold about 78% of the market now. But
Right.
the governments had to slow them down because it wasn't good for um I forgot the name of that word, but when the company is dictating so badly that they try to calm it down a little bit, and that's what they did with
Right.
Microsoft. They
Right.
kind
Right.
of calmed them down, let other little small companies rise up a little bit, and so the PC community then, which was Windows PC gaming,
Right.
belonged to Microsoft. Microsoft is not a stranger to gaming. Let's get that straight.
Right.
So their genesis, it was the PC gaming.
Right.
Well, because the console community became so popular, when you had Super Mario Brothers 3, and
Yeah.
you remember the movie The
Yeah.
Wizard
Yeah.
came out.
Right. Right.
Man, that was about console gaming, man. You never really saw anything from the PC community at that grand of a stage, right? And then
That's right.
you have the thank you, Vodka. Here you go. It was called the Sherman Antitrust Act. The Antitrust Acts. That's Boy, you know what, man?
Hmm.
Vodka's
Hmm.
Vodka's on his way, man. Vodka's on his way. He's on his way to winning this month's Direct Gaming community off of Mixer, man. Every month we do something for the community.
All
Vodka,
right,
you on
right.
your way, man. Keep it up, brother. We want to salute you. But yeah, the Sherman, it's called the Antitrust Acts. That's right.
Mhm.
Microsoft got hit with that, and that's what gives these companies um a chance to come up. Now, they're still strong. They still rule it, but they don't rule it so hard. So we got to understand where they come from, right? Now you
Mhm.
got to understand where Valve comes from. Well, the guy from Valve came from Microsoft, okay?
Right, right.
Valve's platform, its online platform, was beta tested by Microsoft because Microsoft had online gaming in its mind for a long time. It just had to get there. They started when they started working with Sega, with the Dreamcast and all that. They had it in their minds. It just had the tech, like he said, the technology has to come around. So once they got to that point, and Steam came out because of Microsoft. Hey, they had to beta test all this stuff, and that's when Live came out. Live was pretty much during the 360 era a test
Right.
because they saw how toxic the PC community was online. The PC community is ruthless. They kind of remind me of the community on Gears. They're ruthless, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
and that's why I said if you didn't live during those times, during the PC eras when they were online and then the 360 eras, you missed when there was no laws. You missed it when it was wide open. I
Mhm.
mean, gamers, there was casuals at that time were not popular. The casual gamer was not popular. This was multiplayer competitive rulership during those days. And you got on there and man, you talked your stuff. You didn't talk your stuff playing a casual game.
Mhm.
A lot of people were playing all these online games, like you said. Halo woke up the dead. Call of Duty woke up the dead. Battlefield
Mhm.
woke up the dead.
Right.
These were first-person shooters. Gears of War woke up the dead. What was it? SOD woke up the dead.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? What was another one? Killzone woke up the dead. You talk about
Right.
it was an era of shooters, and when you was in that era, man, it went nuts. And so we didn't know it, but Microsoft was was learning.
Mhm.
They was learning, and they was learning, and we saw things, and because we saw things, they saw things, and because they saw things, they learned, and
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
was like, hey, the next go around, we want our community to be better.
Right.
We want our community to be better, to be better, to be better. So when that happened, the next go around, when Xbox One came out, because you remember, we had like 22 players in a party during the
Mhm.
360 era, and in fact, check me if I'm wrong, but now we can only get what 12 people in the party.
Right. Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Mhm.
there was a reason for all of that.
Mhm.
And to me, today the party is much distorted and chaotic. I'm talking about as far as the service wise than it was in the
Mhm.
360. 360 was flawless, man. I
Right.
mean, you had hiccups, but I mean, you didn't have all this bouncing and all this noise reductions and all this other stuff going around. You didn't have all of that, man.
Right.
Um, People could get in, man, and you could load up that party and have a good time. But
Mhm.
they wanted to bring down a lot of the trash talking. They wanted to
Right.
bring down a lot of that Texan crazy stuff because the bullying, children getting bullied, all this self-esteem stuff that we're going through in this era now, all this weak crap. Microsoft don't want to be a part of that, man, because
Right.
that's a lot of lawsuits. Right, that's a lot of lawsuits and stuff. You gotta understand, Microsoft's a smart company. They don't want to be wasting their time with all that stuff.
Mhm. Let me
So,
ask you.
so man,
Right.
that's the take on that. Now, I'm coming up with it. I haven't forgotten. I'm just bringing that into light so people
Mhm.
understand a genesis. Now, here I go. So now that everything is situated, right?
Mhm.
You have a lot of people from Microsoft who play their Xbox games on PCs. Well, what do you mean, legal? I thought the consoles mattered the most. Well, it matters to them, but they're at work, people. They're at work. And Microsoft literally plays Xbox and Nintendo games at work. We know this because the Microsoft employees told us we like playing
Right.
Mario when we're at work and playing Xbox games when we're at work. And you remember they said it would be nice if we ever get a chance to be able to play Xbox games on mobiles like the Nintendo fans do. And that's look where we're at today. So
Right. Right.
when you look at it, when you think about all of that stuff, right?
Mhm.
Now they're at a point where Steam, they already there, so they're not mad at Steam. They're not mad. That's they come from that, right? They're not
Right.
mad that people are playing these games on Steam. But let's not get it twisted, people. Steam is not Xbox Live, and Xbox Live is not Steam. Steam is Valve. So you're never going to be able to play all your Xbox games on Valve because Phil Spencer said that. The goal
Mhm.
is not to put all the Xbox games on PC or all the PC games on Xbox. Is to have a joint community. This is why crossplay is here. When there's a game that they think that's going to be very popular, why not? Why limit that game just because somebody prefers that game on a platform? And for
Let me
me,
jump in.
to me, that makes sense.
Let me jump in real quick because
Hmm.
that's when you said that because I remember like years ago, I bought myself a PlayStation Portable, right?
Right.
Okay, I enjoyed playing with the PlayStation Portable and all that, right? But at the same time, I used to tinker a lot, right? So I used to uh, down put movies on it and songs and all that stuff, right? So one day,
Right.
I did a prank on my friends. So I put a wallpaper of Master Chief and Halo on it, right? And I was pretending that I was playing Halo on the PS3. I was like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm playing Halo on the PlayStation Portable. And people were like, wait, what's going on? What? And little
Yeah,
did it, yeah,
Vodka just said on my PC, my
yes,
MMO guilds had to get voice servers to talk on the mic, and that
yes,
was in 2014. So carry on.
yes,
You see
yeah,
what I'm saying? Right.
exactly, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Um, having like you know, uh, Xbox Live on multiple devices, I mean, I think that alone is a game changer. And this is the thing that puts Microsoft ahead of the game right now
It gives them that
because
respect. Exactly.
because because like who would have thought that okay, people used to make fun of mobile gamers and all that stuff, but
That's
but
right.
then mobile gamers are people too, and they play games. So why
That's
not put
right.
Xbox Live on cell phones and tablets? I mean, like, okay, of course you don't have to buy the console, but as long as you invest money on the services, okay, then you can play your Xbox games on your cell phone or tablets. It doesn't matter if
Right.
it's Androids or iPhone. You know, I mean,
That's
to
right.
me, that's smart. And
That's
this
smart. Why?
is
Because
yeah,
as somebody who can understand hustling, you
yes,
never limit your game to one hustle. Nobody
mhm,
does that. Who does that?
mhm,
That doesn't even make any sense, man. And if you're depending on that one customer all the time, eventually that one customer is going to let you down because what? That customer may not have the funds at the time. That
mhm,
customer may not be there when you need them. So you
right,
always spreading your availability around. It
mhm,
helps out. And look, Microsoft helped out the Nintendo brand. They gave them live. Nintendo
mhm,
was hurting, man. They only had 8 million people using their online service. With
right,
live, that went up 2 million. They're now double digit figures because of live. And look at their reliability. Look at their ecosystem and their community.
right,
Look at what Minecraft has done for them,
mhm,
bringing everybody together. You see what I'm saying? And
right,
look, I'm not now. Let's don't get it twisted. I am for competition. I want to say that now. I am for competition. I'm not for the kumbaya, everybody get together because no, there's no reason to undermine greatness. If Xbox has the better services and stuff, then Xbox should get credit for that.
right,
Now, I don't expect my console to be like your console, and you can't expect my console to be like your console. This is where it comes into investment. If
Right.
you want to play these Xbox games, buy Xbox games. If I
Mhm.
want to play Nintendo games, buy Nintendo games. You want to play Sony games, buy PlayStation. That's how I
Mhm.
look at it. This isn't well because I can't do this, then it should do this and that. Nah.
Mhm.
You pick what you like, you invest in it and stop crying about it. And when
Mhm.
you see that your preferred platform isn't doing what you think it should do, speak on it.
Yeah.
Make a
Well.
difference. But don't
Okay. Well,
right. Go
let
ahead.
me ask. Oh no, go ahead. No, you finish talking, and then I have a question to ask.
Well, I wanted to say don't just support it because you afraid that things may not happen the way you want it to happen, and then when things are not going right, you want to complain. Well, you're still supporting it. That's why the company only knows numbers. Sony and them are not sending you letters, but that's a difference. Xbox actually does. They give us a feedback system. So when there's something that we don't like, you and nobody has to know you're doing it. You go right onto your Xbox console and send them a message and let
Right.
them know,
Right.
hey, what
Mhm.
I don't like this. Let them know.
Right.
And
Right.
hey, they listen because there's a whole lot of stuff that they've done due to
Mhm.
feedback. And it's why now we're in a position where we're at. We know
Right.
where Xbox is going because a lot of us do the feedback system. Now go ahead.
Mhm. Okay. Well, I have a question to ask.
Hmm.
When did you first realize that? It's just a general question. When did you first
Right.
realize that uh, gaming in general is not a joke anymore? And what I mean by that is, when did you first notice that uh, the media, like Hollywood, notices or realizes that okay,
Okay.
gaming is a serious business. It's not something that people make fun of. It's something that's really serious. When did you first realize that? To me, I realized it when I'll tell you when I realized that. It was it was when um, let's see here. When Microsoft came up with their own TV series of Halo TV series, and that's when I first realized that. Okay, all right. I noticed that the Hollywood started to notice that Microsoft is a serious business when it comes to making their own TV series like Halo and all that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Like, when did you first realize that?
Okay. When I first realized that they looked at gaming as something serious,
Serious, yes.
I think, like I said, when it was around the Super Mario Bros. 3 era,
Okay,
because Super Mario Bros. 3 put everybody on notice. It
right.
did. It put everybody on notice.
Mhm,
And then from there, the competition started. Because you got to remember, it was arcade competitions then. But like they
right.
said, we had that stigma, right? If you was in the
Mhm,
arcades all day, you was a geek, you was a nerd. Nobody really
mhm,
took you serious.
mhm, mhm.
Then when Super Mario Bros. 3 sold its butt off,
Right.
and they saw the masses coming in. They saw the masses, and the system started changing.
Mhm,
And then we had PlayStation 2 come out, and it
right.
put up those numbers, man. I think that was the time when these companies started saying, you know what? There's no denying these gamers, and they were trying to figure out what to do with gaming. And then you had Microsoft get in.
Mhm,
And the thing was, when Microsoft came in, remember it had the lands. It had the
mhm.
lands. And
Right.
now everybody in college, man, was having an Xbox One because I remember that.
Mhm,
Xbox
mhm,
One survived through colleges because people were in their dorms. They didn't want to go home anymore. They wanted to play. They wanted
mhm,
to play with their teams and and females got into the game. Well, they were already there, but they finally get noticed. And man,
mhm,
I'm gonna tell you something. At all of that time, right? It didn't. It hit me, but it didn't really hit me with a huge impact
mhm.
until esports came, and when people were starting to actually um, be professionals from gaming.
Right.
and you saw YouTube and all these video content creators and stuff like that. That's
Mhm.
when I said, "Hey man, it is no joke anymore. Like
Mhm.
people are making a living from gaming." And then
Mhm.
you look at well, I say I was thinking about the esports when I said this, but when you think about the um the special need controller,
Mhm.
unbelievable, man.
Yep.
Unbelievable. When Microsoft
Mhm.
did that, it took gaming to another level
Mhm. Mhm.
because gaming is about everybody, man. It's a
Mhm.
community about everybody, and nobody should be sitting around with disabilities feeling left out, man.
Yeah. And
You know,
also I
we
was.
got
Yeah. And
our
also I was.
soldiers when the 360 was being used in for our soldiers overseas, man. Gaming was a
Mhm.
big deal.
Exactly. Exactly. Mhm. And I was gonna say that way back when I used to play Sega games, right? When I noticed that Sega at that time used to come up with a lot of new stuff that no one has ever seen before. Uh, on the, one example was the Sega Channel. I used,
Right, you remember
when I
that?
look, I remember that. Yeah, I when I looked at it, like, yo, channel was to be used to be the Game Pass of the 80s of the early 90s, you know.
That's right.
Nintendo had nothing like that. And also I remember I was playing on my 360 one day. That was way before a year before uh, the newer Xbox One came out. I noticed that there was this app. Um, it was a Canadian app, like for a cell phone company or something like that, right? And I noticed I clicked on the app, right? And I noticed that the app gave me some type of it's one of those satellite schedule. Like when you turn on your TV and you see those different TVs series like on the channel, stuff like
Right.
that. It even gave me like the schedule of the TV. I was like, I've never seen that before, and I was like, what is Microsoft working on? And a year later,
Right.
when they came up with the 360, when they came up with the new Xbox One, that's when they came up with okay, right, the new Xbox One is going to be like it's all-in-one TV, all-in-one console. You can watch TVs, movies on it. I was like, yo, man, this is something that's really new. I mean that was like around the same year when Netflix. You used to play Netflix on Xbox. Am I right? Yeah, on Xbox and PlayStation. But that was like
That's right.
when the consoles like the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One like tried to be like more than just like a console. Like, you can watch TVs and movies and series and things like that too. So at
Right.
that time, I kind of knew that Hollywood, like started taking notice because it was
Right.
around the same time when Netflix came in, and that's when people stopped like renting movies from blockbusters and games from blockbusters. I was like, oh, okay, I know where this is going. Blockbuster is done.
That's
Oh
right.
man, yeah,
You're right, man. It just got like that all of a sudden. So true, man.
you know.
And so now
Hmm.
you look at gaming. Nobody looks at gaming
Hmm.
the same anymore. It's actually a prop thing. Like they're like, hey, man, gaming is nothing unusual. Everybody games. It's a pastime, man. It's a sport. Like I said, it's a sport. It had to earn its respect. It had to
Well,
come a long way, but we're here.
well, not only that, it's like it became a cultural phenomenon. I mean, like who
That's
would have
right.
thought that uh, gamers like Phase or Optic Net or something are like kind of like the superstars of gaming right now? Or
Hey,
who would have
hey,
thought?
Vodka. Hey,
Who would
Vodka
have
said the
thought?
Sega amusement park in Cincinnati. Exactly, man.
Yeah,
There's a lot
or
of
like
people that don't know about that.
exactly. Or who would have thought that a lot of people would rather like watch the gaming awards than the Oscars or the Golden Globes, you know?
Right.
Be- and
Exactly.
I mean, you see like shows like the Oscars and the Golden Globes. I mean, like they do lose a lot of viewers because a lot of people would rather like play games or watch video game awards. I mean, I'm telling you, man. Like in a few years, nobody will care about those Hollywood movies or award shows because people will would rather like watch those video game awards or play video games instead of watching movies. I'm not saying that nobody I'm not saying that everyone will stop watching movies altogether, but
Right, right.
I know that I stopped watching or movies or going to the movies like what 5 years ago. Ever since I started gaming, so I mean not ever since I started gaming like a lot. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Um, I look at all the negativity towards the Xbox, man. I look at it as if it's a situation that's unfortunate, but the it's at a point where Xbox is flipping on itself, man, and it's needing
Hmm.
that negative energy to get better. The negative energy is actually fueling the Xbox community.
Hmm.
It used to bring it down, but now it's not bringing it down. It's like we're relishing in the moment, and we need that energy, man, to get better because Microsoft needed to wake up. It needed to get off its high horse.
Well, the,
It needed to be shown that hey, when we say we need something, we need it. When we say hey, man, this isn't right, and we're looking at this, don't look at yourself as this ultimate company that doesn't need to take advice from its consumers. Microsoft had to grow up too, man.
oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember like back
And this hate,
2013. Yep.
right,
Ever since
right, and this hate
2013.
is doing good
Hmm.
for it. That's
Hmm.
right.
I mean, like ever since 2013, when they did their mistakes, and we all know that Microsoft did their mistakes, but they evolved from it. I mean, like they changed
Right.
a lot. I mean, they learned from their mistakes and they turn it around. So and right now they're doing really really well. It's Sony on the hand that is really starting to what's the word here uh, blunder or to fizzle or starting to crack a bit because
Right.
right
I
now
mean, they're real quiet right now. They're real
yeah,
quiet right now. We don't know what's going on with them, man.
yeah, exactly,
We
exactly.
have
So
no idea.
exactly. So that's why they're not, saying anything about their new console. They're not saying anything much about the newer games. They're gonna wait until like Microsoft makes its move. I mean, we all know that Spencer came up with the newer console, but Sony's still
So, what do you think about
quiet.
that? What do you think about that, man? What's your take on that? Do you think that's wise to be quiet right now, or
For
what?
Sony.
Right.
Um, well, yeah, right now it's kind of wise for Sony to be quiet, but at the same time,
Hold on,
it's
fam. Hold on, fam. Vodka
it's
said, "Do you remember when Hollywood blamed Halo 2 for the drop in movie revenue?" I remember that. Yo, listen, Halo 2 was so
it's
popular. It shook up the industry like no other,
okay.
man.
Okay, oh, quite
When
good.
Halo 2 was so demanding, man, like
Hmm.
you had to have it or you felt left behind. I remember that, man. That was a worldwide event.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think
but
there's been a game to shake it up like that
hmm but I was
in this
just saying
current
that.
generation. Well, in
I was
this
just,
generation of games, not just the current, but in this
but
complete generation of gamers.
I was just saying that right now. Okay, Sony is kind of wise to play quiet, but at the same time, the longer that they stay quiet, the
What's up,
longer
King
it's
James?
the longer like the quicker it's going to what's the word here? It's something is going to come back at them, and it's not going to be good because
Right.
I'm not because right now people are kind of like are getting
Well,
impatient.
this game don't give you no bullets. Golly. No, go ahead.
I mean, people
I mean,
like
you
even
run
like
around. It's Terminator, and I got no bullets. Come on now. It's like I'm running around, and I ain't getting no bullets, and it's Terminator. Come on, man. Now go ahead.
no, like right now, like the longer Sony stays quiet, uh, the quicker they start to panic. I mean, like right now, they're like Sony's talking about making all of their PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PS3, PS4. backwards compatible with the PS5. I mean, like, I believe it when I see it, but I think that it's not gonna happen because of the fact that the way that Sony kind of like they shot themselves in the foot when they made their PS3 consoles hard to play older games. So it's going to take a lot of resources and money if they are willing to invest
Right.
just to to make their PS5 backwards compatible. And even then,
Right.
I mean, then what? I mean, they're still going to improve on some of their services like PS Now, which
They
really
have to.
sucks. I mean, like they
How
have to
why
do.
how can you move a new console forward and not integrate your service feature, man? That mind boggles me, man. How you gonna stay with that old raggedy PSN?
I mean, something has to give because they need to do something, like that requires them some sacrifice. I don't know what would that be, but to me, if Sony okay need if Sony needs to be on the same level of Microsoft, they need to do something very very drastic. I don't know what would that be, but they need to do something because right now
Amazing.
it's not looking good for them. And the only thing that they rely on is they're going to rely on on console sales, or they're trying to remind their customers that like how great the PS4 was, that's the blah blah blah. So, uh, I mean, Sony needs to do something quick.
I mean, they're not going. I mean, I know you in Canada. What's up, Cedar Thunder? What's up, baby? I know you in Canada, man. And you know, for a while, man, Microsoft hasn't been innocent, right? They've been
Mhm,
slipping on a lot of stuff, man, with about taking their first party games for granted,
mhm,
not taking it seriously. Because
mhm,
every console needs to have an identity.
mhm,
And right now, Sony doesn't have a problem with identity. They don't
mhm.
have a problem with that. It's Microsoft that does because hey, we haven't had a Halo game and I don't know how long. I mean, when I'm talking about a a Halo game that actually combines the universe
Right.
totally together. Not no sidetrack game, but a
Mhm,
complete overall Halo game experience.
mhm,
We haven't had a game to define the current generation. We that when that game came out, when Halo 5 came out, it came out in what 2015, I believe.
right. Mhm,
Look how long it's been. I mean, look how long it's been 4 years later.
mhm.
You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? 4 years
Mhm,
later, man, that's not something to grasp. That's
mhm.
not something to take to take lightly. You need to have an identity.
Yeah, I agree.
And when you have an
Um,
identity, your consumers, you know, will come to you. They will come to you. And
mhm,
so, hey, thank you, Cedar. Thanks, man. I got you right back. I got
mhm.
you right back. There it went, right there. Thank you, bro. And so when you look at that, it's no we can't ignore that Microsoft hasn't done that. We can't do that. We can't sit here and act like, Microsoft has given us everything we wanted as well. But we can say that the direction has changed. And now
Mhm.
more than ever, the belt is tightening.
Right.
The belt is tightening and now will they deliver on these studios? Because listen, as much as I want to be the person to say, hey, they got all these studios and all this, I still I hear you, brother. I still me too. I thought we did. Me too, man. Um with all those studios, we still got to see how they're going to place them
Mhm.
because we got what 14 to 15 studios coming out, right? But
Right.
now the goal is to get out what they said at least 3 exclusives with two, a double A, maybe an indie thrown in there every now and then, but they want at least They want us to be able to pick and choose between these games.
Right.
They don't want us exactly. They don't want us to be sitting around um, looking for games to play anymore.
Mhm.
That's not the key.
Right.
So if we can get that to happen, if they can sit there and actually deliver on that, then we shouldn't have no problems, man. Because all this developing stuff should come into play. 15 acquisitions, man, and we don't have nothing to play is gonna look bad.
Yeah,
So there's
exactly.
no way, right? I don't think there's no way that Microsoft is gonna allow that to happen because that's the
Mhm.
last thing they need right now is to look stupid.
Exactly. Because we all know what happened with Scalebound. I mean,
That was stupid. That's right. Scalebound in the Fable situation was a dumb situation, and
mhm.
they can't afford for that to happen again.
Right. Right.
They literally can't afford for that to happen again.
Mhm.
They have to
Mhm.
be on. They have to take it more serious, and I think now they're going to. I mean, they're going to. They don't have a choice. So that's why it's a good thing for Xbox fans right now. You got to understand that you're in a good situation because you know that things have to change for you to get for things to get better. It had to change.
Mhm.
There was nothing that they can't do. They can't sit here and act like, well, oh well, we can't they can't sit here and act like, well, we'll just give them what we want and they'll accept it because the mockery has already been done.
Right.
And if you're an Xbox fan, you know now that they have to do something. And man, Microsoft, I think, has gotten tired of the mockery.
Mhm.
Um, their money is up, and they're about to show the industry what kind of pocket they got. That's what I think.
Oh, I think they'll
And
go
I think
big, but
right,
how
and I think in
big
the
will they?
long run, their money was long. Yeah, their
Mhm.
money is long, and they know that they can sit there and use that money for their weapon. The developers are not moving over to Xbox for no reason. There's a
Mhm.
reason. We're gonna find out, people. See, that's the thing. It's a mystery right now, but soon it won't be.
Exactly.
You got all these developers now migrating over. They're not migrating for nothing, people.
Mhm. Exactly. I mean, like, because they
They're
know.
not migrating for nothing. That's
Mhm.
right.
Oh,
You
I'm
got to
pretty
also
sure.
look at it. These developers, they didn't have a lot of time to eat, man. They never made some good. They never made great, super duper money.
Mhm.
And when you have a company saying, "Hey, listen, don't worry about it. We got the funds to fund you. We just want you to come in here, use your mind,
Okay.
and make great games."
Okay.
That takes stresses off of developers, man.
Yeah. Anyways, I really
Yep.
have to go. Yeah, I
Hey,
got some.
after
Yeah.
boss.
Yes.
Hey, man, no problem. We appreciate you coming in tonight, man. Really
Yes.
appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Sure.
Anytime,
Like.
man. This was your first time, brother, and you did
Yeah,
a
it's the first
great
time.
job, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did a
No
great
problem.
job.
Yeah.
Hey, any last words? Any last words after boss? Any last words?
Um. No. Not much. Just keep on gaming, and and well, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be something that will be talked about more in the near future.
That's right, man. Hey, after boss, man. You take it easy. Salute to Canada, man. Thank you
Yeah.
for reaching out to me, man. Anytime, brother. Okay. You take it
Okay.
easy, man.
Okay. All right. Cool. Talk to you
You
later.
take it easy, brother.
Okay.
Uh huh.
Bye.
See the Fourth Thunder. I
Yeah.
just need to see that one game to make me say wow for series. Exactly. I have no problem. I have no problem with anybody feeling like that because even as an Xbox fan, I'm gonna get it, and that's a LOL. I'm gonna get it, but at the same time, I'm gonna keep it real. The That has to happen for me as well, man. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, um, I'm just content with not knowing. I'll be sitting here lying, man. They need to show me something as well because we're not paying what 400 or 500 something dollars, maybe $600 just because we love our product. I mean, there's some people that do it, but hey, man, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna pay that much money and don't know what I'm fixing to get from it. So I don't blame you 100%, man. I don't blame you at all on that, man. I agree with you on that 100%. And that's a smart consumer. Anybody who thinks that way is a smart consumer. I don't think anybody should buy something blindly, man. It don't make sense. Or just buy just because you know that everybody else is going to get it. Well, you're not everybody, and everybody else don't pay your bills. You know, as AFTERBOSS is leaving, man, I just want to say shout outs to him. And I won't be much longer, man, on this show. But I wanted people to see this game as well. He did a good job, man. He came in here, represented Canada, man. He spoke what he felt, asked some questions. And like I said, man, this is Di-RREC Gaming, man. Anybody comes up in here is at home. My man Cedar Fort Thunder, my man Vok up in the building, on the Mixer channel right now, yapping it up with me, man. That's what we do, man. These guys are right at home. These guys are right at home, man. But it's just Terminator Resistance Showcase tonight, y'all. We're getting it done. As a matter of fact, now that he's gone, the slipstream, you know the slipstream engine is going to blow us away. Facts. I'm gonna turn it up now, y'all. I'm gonna turn it up now. Let's get it to popping, y'all. Let's get it popping. And tell me if I'm being undercutted, but I shouldn't. I shouldn't. But now it's time to get it popping, y'all. Let's get this going. Microsoft is in good shape, though. Yeah, they're in good shape, you know? And let me know if if y'all can still hear me, man. I turned everything up, but let me know if y'all can still hear me. As a matter of fact, I'll do a mic check myself. Y'all can hear me. Yeah, y'all can hear me. It's all good. But, yeah, man, they're in good shape. This game isn't that bad, y'all. To me, it's not. It's not that bad, man. It's not like you walk around and you don't know what you're doing, you know? It's pretty good. You got your directions. Here we go.
An attack order signed by Commander Barron.
So what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think
ago.
about 2020, man? What kind of games are y'all waiting on? I know the one I'm waiting on for sure.
They must have moved on to that hospital.
Cyberpunk 2077.
All right, I've got everything. What's the status on that factory? Colin? Can you hear me? Colin? Shit.
Points? I didn't even see it. I didn't even know about this. Hold on. Well, man. I don't want to heal myself yet, though. Have you guys played this game yet? Anybody got this game? Oh yeah, the game. Yeah, it's turned up now. Yeah, Vok, it's turned up now. Yeah, Cyberpunk, no doubt, man. Me too. Me too. A little loud? All right, y'all want me to bring it down? All right, let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. All right, let's bring it down. Let's get a good audio for y'all. Let's do it. Let's go 50. I can still hear the game. We'll keep the voices up. All right, here we go. Much better, y'all. Much better. How is it, man? How is it now? How is it now? How we sounding? I hate these spider scouts, man. Oh yeah, bro. Vengeance is gonna be big. See, man, they don't ever have enough bullets for you in this game. You have to use your bullets, man. Like, it's all good. Don't get me wrong. I understand there's a resistance going on. I understand supplies are limited. But, I mean, man, to be in a Terminator game and don't have absolutely no bullets running around you, man, that's kind of crazy. Because I didn't want to, like, be running around this game all day long, man, trying to find bullets, you know? You got to scavenge a little bit, which I understand that. That's not, you know, that's not nothing unusual. But at least keep a nice supply of bullets for me, you know? The Vengeance is going to be a big one, man. I just know this, man. Here's what I'm thinking. The new Xbox is going to take us to a whole nother level, man, of gaming. We won't have to worry about that. Yeah, they had lasers in the first movie. We won't have to worry about that, man. It's gonna take us to another level, you know? Oh no, I'm not gonna go over there bothering him right now. I need my bullets, man. Hey, what y'all think about the game, man? What y'all think? Shout outs to the Tennessee Titans, but what y'all think, man, about the Texan game and the Chiefs game right now? What y'all think, man? Yeah, the enhancements, man, are going to be off the chain, bro. I mean, you're looking at things that are going to be replaced, man, with simplicity. I mean, that ray trace, you think this right now, the HDR lighting is going to be something, man? I'll tell you what. If you've never seen the mirror effects and the ray tracing, I know you've seen it in Exodus, but the Hitman 2, that mirror imaging is crazy, man. Oh yeah, the Titans are looking real good. I mean, it's crazy what can be done now, and I know that the enhancements for the Series X is going to be ridiculous, man. It's going to be ridiculous. It's telling me to go this way, but these tools I gotta find, I'm not sure. Factory. Oh, go all the way over here. Can you beacon? There we go. Let's go like that. Yo, Black Desert. I'm glad you said that, Vodka. How's Black Desert, man? That new are you playing that new installment? Because that new installment kind of got me wanting to try Black Desert out. I played a little bit of it in the beginning and I stopped playing it. But man, how do you like that game, man? I've been curious to know from somebody that's at least putting the time into it, you know what I mean? How's that game, man? Oh yeah, the gears reflections are ridiculous, man. How's that Black Desert? And just to think I was over here too. I just didn't have it on the mission. I was over here. Nice. Yeah, I may have to play some Black Desert, man, on your behalf, bro. I tell you what, you may have to narrate it. You might have to narrate it right here on Mixer, man, while I play that game. Yeah, the word PvP, yeah. Let me kill this thing, man. I just don't want to waste my bullets on it. Alright. Yeah, I do need to heal now. What's up, TNT? I get some tools for him, man. Yeah, no doubt. It probably is, man. It probably is. This game probably ended up coming to Game Pass. I like it so far, man. I like it so far. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Come on, man. What we got here? Like I said, my Xbox is only off when the insider updates reset it. Man, I know that's right, bro. That's some good stuff, man. Appreciate all y'all coming out, man. Appreciate all y'all coming out, man. Y'all know y'all my homies, man. It's what we do. I gotta find some tools for this guy. Here we go. Yo, Cedar, shout outs to you, man. Representing OKC out there, brother. Hey, be careful, man. God bless you, man. Hey, man, just like how they stopped the Patriots, the mini gods, and they stopped the #1 offensive team in the nation and the high scoringest team. So, you know, they just got to stay focused, man, and do what they do. My question is, how you going to stop the greatest running back of this era? I'm not worrying about what everybody else is doing, man. They got to have a plan to stop that boy DH, man. He's getting to that unstoppable phase, man. You're looking at somebody that's damaging, you know? Where's your line out? The Texans had the game. They just let off, man. It was a silly game. I've never seen a game with that many turnovers in it, man. In a playoff game, that was crazy, man. It's crazy to see that stuff. Yeah, this is my primary weapon now. Yeah, like I said, man, I wanted to showcase this game, talk some Xbox talk, and, you know, do what we do, man. But like I said, this is not a bad game. Could it be faster? It could be. I don't know why it's not as fast, but it should be like a 60 frames per second game, but it doesn't feel like it, man. I'm getting tired of that, man. There's no reason for a shooter to not be in 60 frames, man. I mean, the graphics aren't even that great, so I don't understand why, you know. It is what it is. Like I said, man, you gotta support these games. We don't know what kind of stuff these devs were told to have, and what were they told to only be able to use, and how much money that was given to them to do the game. We don't know, man. So, you know, you support them in hopes that, you know, a second version comes out much better than the first one, and that's what you do, man. That's what we do. In the meantime, we play these games. Okay, there's a shotgun in the trunk of that police car in front of the building. All right. So, I mean, you do have to read some stuff, man. There we go. Oh, man. And it's an easy picking, and I still can't get in. Wow. Still too low. It looks like I won't be using no shotgun for right now. My hacking ability is still too low. And everything's still too low, you know? That's how it is around here. They gonna do me like that, man. Oh, nah. Don't tell me they gonna do me like this. There's gotta be a way out of here, man. There we go. Did I get 2 for 1? Did I get 2 for 1? Got 2 for 1. That's what I'm talking about. 2 for 1. Destiny's 30 frames per second never bothered me. It being on Halo 2 servers did. Yeah, Destiny 2. I don't know. I agree with you on that. For some reason, you know why? You know why I think the Destiny 2 30 frames didn't bother us, man, as much? Because it was locked. They really did a good job by locking that frame rate down, and it just, no matter what, man. I don't think this one is a solid 30 frames myself. It doesn't feel like it, man. I just done got tired of 30 frames per second, man. I mean, let me go check up here just in case, man. The peer-to-peer is a killer. Yup. You still haven't played either one? Man, what you waiting on, TNT, man? You gotta get busy, man. You gotta get busy. First, if you have an Xbox, man, go play all the Halo games before you play anything else, man. Just go play all the Halo games, man. Don't play nothing else right now. Stop what you're doing and play Halo games, man. Beat all of them. Go get the Master Chief Collection on Game Pass and play all the Halo games, man. I think I can leave now. I'm happy. I'm happy. There we go. So you guys have a good weekend, man?
Colin, where are you? Can you hear me?
Be quiet. I'm following that guy. Something's not right about him.
Yo, that Spartan Ops was wild. Yo, Vodka, man, you want to play that? Yo, look, man, I'm down for playing some Spartan Ops, man, on Di-RREC Gaming, man. We need to get on that. I'm telling you, man, I want to play with somebody hardcore on that Spartan Ops, man. That Spartan Ops is so dope, bro. Look, you got time to play shoot 'em ups anytime, man. And you got time to play your Forza, man. Get on your Halo, man, and beat your Halo games. If you have an Xbox, it's just blasphemy, man. You got to play it.
Shit, he got away from me. I'm trying to see it. What the? Ow!
Colin! Talk to me, Colin!
No, it doesn't look like Colin did. Looks like he messed up. He got caught slipping. Yeah, I need somebody to rock some Spartan Ops with me, man. That Spartan Ops go hard. You need ads, though. What do you mean you need ads?
God damn it.
That's how you expand, brother. You expand your horizons, man. Yeah, man, we'll get that aim down sight right. We need to get on that, man. I need somebody to play that, man. That Spartan Ops go hard.
For termination.
Oh yeah, Gears and Crackdown, man, no doubt.
Are you alright? Jacob? Jacob!
Tell him, Vaga, tell him. Tell him, man, he's got TNT, you gotta go forward, man. You gotta go forward. Hey, Vodka, man, you gotta go back for me, man. You gotta go back for me. We don't have an official Halo. We don't have an official new Halo game yet, man. So we're not officially going backwards. I gotta get on that Spartan Ops though, man. That game is dope. I gotta get some two-player co-op play on that, man.
Hours later, they found me lying in front of our hideout.
For the
I
fun
made
of
it
it.
alive.
I think that's what I'm gonna do, man.
Not all of us
I'm
did.
gonna try to get that one day.
Colin's dead, and the stranger I
Sometime
saw
this
is
year.
nowhere to be found. I told them about everything. I said that it wasn't safe for them to be with me. But Jennifer suggested that right now, nowhere is safe, so we might as well stick together. Everyone pulled through as we prepared for the worst. But nothing happened.
Yeah, man. Man, you doing good, TNT. Keep it up, bro.
Jacob? Are you awake?
How long have you been sitting there?
Not that long. I know that you're going to that hospital today, so I went on my first scavenging run. And I found something for
Oh.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you go with your sister?
No. As soon as Erin heard that there's a
Yup.
hospital nearby, she asked Jennifer to go look for
Master
some
Chief
medicine.
Collection, man. That's all you need.
So I went alone. Don't tell her that, okay?
She's already at the medical district?
Yup. Oh, and Ryan wanted to talk to you.
Heat from a plasma rifle cauterized the wound. That's why he's not bleeding. But damage to the skin made the burn prone to infection. That's what we need to worry about.
Wow, you're really smart.
I learned all that before the war. And thanks to Judgment Day, I didn't even have to pay off my student loan.
Yup, I believe Kyle will, man. And that Crossfire X is really gonna do it for us, man. Man, look at that shotgun. Give me all that. Need those two. Give me that too. And give me that. There we go. And I'm okay. There we go. I'm okay. Yeah, I hear you, man. You invested in some good stuff. I'll get my fiber optics back soon too.
Morning. Patrick came to me earlier, asking if
But
I thought
always
you'd
use
like his
wire, man, if you
present.
can. Wire your
When I
internet.
saw that it was a single
Straight wire to the
bullet,
console.
I wasn't sure if he was being helpful or if it was a warning. I figured he didn't appreciate
new
me
Call of
looking
Duty,
at
man,
his
is
sister
sick.
like that.
I enjoyed every bit of that.
Do you think you could help more people by joining the Resistance?
Honey, maybe ask me that question when you finally find them. Because for now, I don't think they even exist.
How do you feel about Colin's death?
What do you want me to tell you? That I feel guilty? That I care? Right now, I'm a little more concerned with the living than the dead.
How's Mark doing?
Not great. We barely have any medicine left. But hopefully, Jennifer will bring back some antibiotics from that hospital.
Do you need help with anything?
No, I'm fine. I had to learn to do things by myself for quite a while, sweetie. Now, tell me, what did you really want to ask me?
How did
Just
you
be
become a
funny.
doctor?
Like anyone else before the war. I studied. Not that it matters, but I'm not technically a doctor. Judgment Day got in the way of graduation. But not only did my medical training save other people's lives, it even saved mine. I was spared when a bunch of us got captured by the machines. Maybe they thought it would be worth having a doctor in there. I don't know.
Who else was in that camp with you?
Besides me, the machines only took the young and the strong. There were up to 10 people squashed together inside magnetic cages like animals. I'll always remember their names and faces. No matter how much time goes by, you're actually the first person that wasn't afraid to ask. They're all scared of me, like I'm carrying some sort of disease. But they're still coming to me for medicine. Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all you gotta do, man.
About that camp.
What do you want to know?
Yeah, once you get a long hard, don't get the soft con, man. Get a nice hard Ethernet cord, man. That get about 12 feet, man. That'll connect from your modem all the way to your console, if that's the case, man. But make sure you always play with the wire, man. It's better. It's always better than wireless.
How did the machines communicate with you?
There was this one machine. We called it Nurse Ratchet. It was designed to look almost friendly.
But this game isn't that
wore
bad,
an
man.
Awful, smiling, rubber human face. At the end of every week, it took the weakest of us for experimentation. My cellmate, Karen, was pregnant. I knew that was a one-way ticket to the grinder, so I had to plan an escape.
Did Skynet ever notice she was pregnant?
Well, we tried to keep it a secret, but when she started showing, they informed me that after the birth, I would have to kill the baby. Otherwise, they would execute the whole cage. The baby came early, and Karen died giving birth. She didn't even get to see her child. I had to take action. Me and one other prisoner took the child, and we got to the disposal room, where we covered ourselves with dead bodies. Then we just lay there, waiting for them to throw us out. And they did. They dumped us outside the camp, ready for the grinder.
Did they go after you?
We heard an alarm, but we were already far away. They hunted us at first, but they had more important things to do than running after two nobodies with a baby. We ran to protect her, but deep down we were preparing for the worst. Anyway, you're healthy, right? And your bones don't look broken, so stop bothering me.
Yo, they got a pool table up in here.
Okay, now sit. Roll over. Fetch. We've got a lot to learn. Jacob, thank you for finding him for me. I promise I'll take good care of him. Now, what should I call him?
I don't know.
I'm not good at naming things, too.
You wanted to talk to me?
First of all, thank you for bringing me that toolkit. That bus should be ready in no time. Good to see you finally turned the corner. I wanted to talk to you. I'm starting to get worried about Jennifer. It's been a while since she left, and at my age, I try to worry as little as possible. If you see her out there, send her back, okay?
Let's get them skills up. It's not a bad game at all, y'all. That's my opinion. I play worse. But I'm a Terminator fan, so I'm a little biased.
Don't sneak up on me like that. It's bad enough with those
All right,
creepy
Vog, you
noises.
take it easy, fam.
What noises?
Every once in a while, there's this unbearable scream coming
Thanks
from
for
that
coming out, man.
We need to see what's going on. Let's move. Let me. Picking locks is kind of my thing. Voila. Oh, jeez. Looks like a silverfish got him. They're every scavenger's nightmare. Ooh, look. This poor guy is still holding a sound decoy.
Sound decoy?
You resistance guys just shoot at everything that moves, don't you? Silverfish are sensitive to noise. So, before it pops up from the ground and starts chasing, you throw a sound decoy. It'll draw any nearby silverfish away. I guess you can take it. He won't be needing it anyway. Did you hear that? That's the sound I was talking about.
I don't think you should go any further.
And what about you?
I have to go. That could be the resistance.
I understand. I feel stupid asking you this, but Aaron wanted me to find some antibiotics for Mark. I know I'm not making it easy on you, but if you're in there and you find some we would really appreciate it.
I'll see what I can do.
And remember that your gun won't do you any good against Terminators. So when you see one, do what I do. Sneak past them. I'll be waiting for you at the hideout. Take care.
All right, everybody. This concludes this show. Thank y'all for coming out, man. It's been the New Legal, and this is Terminator Resistance. Shout out to my man AFTERBOSS from Canada, man, coming up in here to discuss some SBOT topics. Thanks to Dr. Vodka, TNT Thomas, my man Cedar, Ford Thunder, and everybody else that was up in here, man. Thank you all for coming out, man. I appreciate y'all for the support. Until next time, I'll see y'all soon. This has been Di-RREC Gaming.